Hey everybody, it's Elisa with Momtastic Life, and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another Bake With Me video. Today's recipe is something I found in the very beginning of pandemic when I was just starting to bake a lot because I had nothing else to do, and it turned out to be a winner. We are making oatmeal fudge bars today, and they are absolutely to die for, delicious. So we're going to turn around and take a look at the ingredients on the counter, and then we'll get to baking. All right, so here we are down at the counter for a quick look at our ingredients today. And starting here over on the left, we have our oatmeal. And if you notice, these are the quick 1-minute oats. And these are the kind we actually need for this recipe as opposed to the regular oatmeal. It'll help these to cook in time with the rest of the bar and they'll be great. So here's my ginormous canister, which, believe it or not, is nearly empty. And here is my backup to make sure we have enough. We also have some evaporated milk. What is evaporated milk? I'm not really sure, but whatever it is, it helps this recipe be fantastic. So we're going to use it. I don't know what else people use this for. Some regular table salt, some butter, vanilla, 2 eggs, confectioner's sugar. This word is hard for me to say. Confectioner's sugar. It is also called powdered sugar. So whatever your bag or box says, either one is fine. Light brown sugar, baking soda, flour, and lastly, some semi-sweet chocolate chips. And you'll notice I got the Ghirardelli this time. It's a little higher quality chocolate than your basic Nestle's or Hershey's, and it really makes a difference in this recipe. So if you can swing it, go for the higher class, the higher standard, the better chocolate chip for this recipe. Okay, and that's everything. That's all of our ingredients. So let's get started and make our bars. All right, so to get started, we're going to start by making our fudgy middle of the bar part. And we're going to be using a microwave safe bowl because we're going to nuke this stuff to melt it down so it won't even take long. So far in this bowl, I have the entire package of chocolate chips and 1 cup of powdered sugar. And we are going to add to this a 1/4 cup of that evaporated milk. And that's just going to pour right in. And by the way, what do I do with the rest of the can of the evaporated milk? Okay, I'll tell you what I did with it last time, actually. I put it in my fridge, and then I threw it out a few weeks later. Because I didn't know what to do with it. So there's that. We are also going to put in a 1/4 cup of butter. Right into there. And now this is going into the microwave for 1 minute. We'll stir it up, and if it's all melted together, that'll be great. And if not, we will melt it some more. Okay, so into the microwave. Also, while I was over there, I turned on my oven to 350 to preheat and get ready for the rest of the recipe. So, we'll put this in the sink. We are on a countdown. So when this comes out, we're going to stir it all up, and assuming it's all melted, we will then add some vanilla to it and set it aside, and then that will just wait for us until we're ready for it. This, I think, is one of the first bar recipes I've made. I may have made one, gosh, years ago. And it was never really appealing to me to do the bar recipe because typically I like, can you hear the music? That's my dryer. I'm doing laundry too. Typically I like a regular cookie as opposed to a bar cookie. I don't know why, it's just my preference. But this recipe looks so good, I had to try it. And our 1 minute is up. Let's see what we've got. All right. This is what it looks like. It doesn't look much different. Oh yes, the chocolate is ooey gooey. The butter is just melting right in there. Oh yeah. So we're going to keep stirring until everything is well mixed. Make sure it's not lumpy. It doesn't need extra time. Look at that. Can you guys see this? And all I smell is like sweet chocolate goodness, baby. Sweet chocolate goodness. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna stick it in the microwave again. Not for a full minute. I don't think it needs a full minute. Maybe for about 20 seconds, just to get the chocolate a little bit smoother. Bang, bang, bang. All right. So we're gonna stick it back in just for a few more seconds. Let's see, about, all right, I did 22 seconds. There's no rhyme or reason for my odd number choice. Except that I thought 20, 25, 22. I know. And you may notice today, I don't know if you can see, you probably can, that I have a Band-Aid on my finger. And you may think, what did she do? Why? Well, it's sort of a preventative Band-Aid. I have a nail that is cracked way down in the nail bed, and we do not want that to pull. So, all right. Let's see if this is smooth enough. It's pretty smooth. I feel like it could be a slightly smoother. I think I'm gonna just put it back in for another 15 or 20 seconds. I don't know. Just because I think I should. But it's probably fine. All right, let's go. 15 seconds. All right, I'm standing here and I'm holding this so that it doesn't drip. If it drips anywhere, it will drip on my hand. I don't know how smart that is. It's hot chocolate. It's hot chocolate. Oh my gosh, I know. But I really just want to lick this, but I will not. Not until all the chocolate is well used and it's just the spatula. All right. Is it? Bam. All right, so here we have the chocolate, and I think this is good. And now we're going to add a little bit of vanilla to this. Vanilla and chocolate. Oh, look at that. All right, and the amount of vanilla we will add is 1 teaspoon. So let's get our handy dandy teaspoon and our vanilla. And there we go. I mean, how bad do you think this is going to be? Seriously? Chocolate, vanilla, sugar. Come on, you guys. It's going to be fantastic. Oh yeah, this is going to be great. And the vanilla helps to kind of just smooth it out, loosen it up a little. So this is like a really great consistency for spreading, which is what we want. Oh yeah, you guys. I mean, seriously. And the smell is divine. Divine. I never use that word. I don't know why it came out of my mouth. I think I was inspired by the smell itself. Oh boy. All right. So here is our chocolate mixture. And we are just going to set this aside until we are ready to use it. And the first time I made these, I was a little concerned that it might, I don't know, harden or like, I don't know, get lumpy or something. And it doesn't, it just hangs out and kind of cools off and waits for you. So we're gonna put this aside and move on. All right, so moving on to the cookie dough portion of it. You see I have my mixer out, and the recipe does say to use a mixer, but I really think you can mix it by hand and it would be totally fine. It's probably more of a convenience thing. I mean, if you've ever made cookies and not used a mixer, you can do the same with this, because this is basically just a cookie dough that we're going to make. So that being said, I will be using my mixer. But I have it sideways, so hopefully you'll be able to see in the bowls a little bit as I work. And we are gonna start by creaming together the butter and the sugar. So the butter, it's unsalted, and the recipe specifically calls for unsalted butter. I know some people like to bake with salted butter. My mom likes salted butter, and I always have unsalted for some reason. So we have 2 whole sticks of butter that's going into this, and it's room temperature, which means that it's softened some, but it's not like melted. It's soft enough just to mix up here. It's been sitting out on the counter for, I don't know, probably about an hour or so. So we are going to mix together the butter and the brown sugar. And this recipe gets 2 cups of brown sugar. It is a good amount. And so into the mixer it goes. And when you use all brown sugar and no white sugar, it tends to make the cookie a little bit softer. The brown sugar itself it has more molasses and everything in it, and so it softens the cookie, so it's not like a crunch that you might have if you're using partly white sugar or all white sugar. So we're gonna blend this together for probably about 2 minutes or so until it's nice and fluffy. All right, butter and sugar are completely blended, and I'm just gonna take a spoon here and just kind of push it off so that it'll continue to blend and not stick in here. That was a mouthful of words. I know what I was saying here, it didn't come out clear. I'm gonna push the batter off of the paddle here, or paddle attachment, so that as we add the eggs and stuff, everything will be combined. That sounds much better. Okay, so now we are gonna add in our eggs, our 2 eggs, and I should probably keep this open. See? And you guys know I like to live dangerously with the direct crack into my bowl. Yes, success. That's 1 egg, and come on. It's a win! No shells! All right, I'm gonna throw these out. And hands. All right, now we're gonna blend until the eggs are completely incorporated. Round and around. And the eggs are all mixed in, and we're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Teaspoon here. There we go. And we will mix this up. All right, now all of our wet ingredients are mixed well, fully incorporated. Can you get a look? I don't know. Can you get a look? And we are now going to gradually add our flour and our dry ingredients. So in this bowl, I have 2½ cups of flour. And to that, I am going to add 1 teaspoon of salt. 1 teaspoon. All right, 1 teaspoon. Yes. And 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Baking soda. Okay. Let's get a good teaspoon here. And I'm just gonna give this a little mix to incorporate the three. I probably could have just poured it all right into my mixing bowl here, but I don't know, old habits die hard. I'm used to just mixing the dry ingredients first and then incorporating them in. And this is what I did. All right, we are incorporated. And we are going to gradually add this in, meaning we will add a little and mix and add a little and mix. Okay. Really, it's only going to take about 2 or 3 times and it'll all be in there. It's not like it's a long process. There we go. And you don't want to start the mix off on high with the flour. Okay, everything is incorporated. So what we will do now is take this is a plastic spoon. It's one of my favorite baking spoons for some reason. I don't really know why. It's easy to use. It doesn't stick. And we are going to clean off our paddle. To the best of our ability here. Okay. And we will come back and deal with this. And now it's time for us to add the oatmeal, because you're probably going, but where's the oatmeal? Oatmeal bars. So this recipe takes 3 cups of oatmeal, which is typical for an oatmeal cookie. So I'm going to release the bowl here so we can just work. And we're going to move. This thing freaking weighs more than me. You guys have KitchenAids? It's like so heavy. I mean, I could probably do some weightlifting with this freaking thing. Seriously, guys. All right, rogue batter. And we will start with our Mongo container of oatmeal and measure out 3 cups, 1 cup at a time. While I make a small mess, which is par for the course. You guys can't really see it, or maybe you can. I'm all like flour and sugar and stuff down here. All right, 1 cup. Let's get this last little bit out. Awesome. 2 cups. We have 1 more. I should be wearing an apron. My friend April got me a really awesome apron, like personalized with my name on it. But now that I'm already dirty, I'll have to remember next time. Because it is very cute. And it'll make me have less laundry if I don't have to throw every shirt I bake into the laundry the second I use it. All right, 3 cups. 3 oatmeal cups. All right. Here we go. All the extra oatmeal that decided to run away. There's no escape. And we're just going to stir this in. And this dough, it's a typical cookie dough, so it's not overly stiff or anything. It's just going to take a couple minutes to incorporate, but it stirs pretty easily. Yep. All right. And we are good. All right, here is our basic batter. All done with this part. So on to the last part. Right here, let's see, I want to make sure you can see. Since we're doing bars and not actual cookies, I have a 9x13-inch pan and I have parchment paper in it. Now you can either just use parchment paper or you can just grease the pan and not use parchment paper. I prefer the parchment paper because then I can lift everything out at the end and slice them up. So what we want to do is put about 2/3 of the dough into here for our base. Now you don't have to measure it, or weigh it or whatever. I kind of just put it in an even layer in my bowl, and I kind of eyeball what looks to be about 2/3. Like I'll cut it, or make small lines, third, a third, a third. I don't know if you can see my lines. There you go. And I use 2 of those lines for my base. So everything to the right, we're just gonna drop in here. Parchment paper it's great, but it's kind of a pain until you get the ingredient in there to hold it down. Just don't forget, we have all that yummy chocolatey goodness to spread on top of this. As if you could forget that part. You can't. All right. We are based. All right, so this is about what I have left in my bowl, which we will set aside. So we want to press this in as flat and evenly as possible. It doesn't have to be perfect by any means, but the more even it is, the more evenly it will bake. And I just have a little bit of water right here. My hand's in the way, that's very helpful. A little bit of water right here. And I'm just gonna put a little on my finger. It's gonna help to not stick to the dough while I press down. And yes, we are keeping the Band-Aid off of this. It's no fun for anyone. And this isn't going to be a super thick layer either. All right, we need a little more water. We can take the Band-Aid off. And it's going to take a couple of minutes because you're going to have to kind of even it out. Like right now, the middle is all very thick and the ends have not much. And you're just going to press that all the way in. I love it when things don't have to be exact. It makes it a whole lot easier because, guys, I am the one, if it says, make the dough about this size, I literally will pull out a tape measure. I measure my dough to make sure it is that size. I don't know what I think will happen if it's slightly off. What will happen? Nothing probably. Oh yeah, that looks a little better. A little bit more. It's a nice thing about this recipe is if you find one corner or one area needs a little bit more, it's no problem to take. Now I'm really saying all right. I'm going to rinse my hands quickly. Show you what it looks like. Okay. So this is what we have. And now we get to get our chocolate. Yay, chocolate. And spread that over the base. So here's our chocolate. It's still warm. I can feel it in the bowl. It's not hot, but it's still warm and it's definitely thickened a little because it's been sitting, but it's still perfectly spreadable. And this we want to spread evenly over the dough, and we're going to use all of it. And it smells delicious. And I will be licking the bowl later, just so you know. Honka honka chocolate love. Honka honka chocolate love. And I'm just putting big globs of it in various spots so when I spread it out, you won't have to go far. And I'm using a spatula to spread. You could probably just use the back of a spoon if you wanted to. I'm sure it would be just fine. I'm not truly licking the bowl because there's not a whole lot left. Look at that bowl, clean. A lot of clinking. All right, we're just gonna spread this out. And this isn't gonna be a super thick layer, but we want it to cover the entire base. Take it easy. Okay, I'm hearing the eagles in my head. I realize what's coming out. Sounds nothing like it. Ugh. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing that I can hear how actual tone deaf I am. What do you guys think? All right, so here we are, completely covered. See that little bit of chocolate? To die for. Oh my goodness. All right, and now we're gonna take the rest of our batter and just lump it on top. It's not gonna be spread, it's not gonna be even, it's not gonna be pretty. So I'm gonna move this spoon, batter off, set this here. And you're just gonna take like spoonfuls. I have a tablespoon, you could use a teaspoon, whatever you like. Lump it on. Actually, I think I'm gonna, yeah, a tablespoon's fine. And it's not gonna cover every single inch, but it should cover the majority. So you'll see as we get through this, like each spoonful kind of touches each other so that they're like attached, but there will still be some open spots, and that's totally fine. That's what you want. And actually, I think I'm gonna grab a teaspoon and do this because I don't want quite as much, I don't want quite as big, thick. All right. I want it to be quite as big and thick. There we go. So right now I don't have a whole lot left, and I'm just looking like, where can I fill in? Now I can fill in right here. Fill in a small part right here. Because remember, it's cookie batter, so when cookies bake, they spread. So some of this is going to spread. It's not going to stay exactly like this, and it will cover what needs to be covered, I promise. And even if it's not completely covered, it's not like that's going to affect the taste. There. A little bit in the corner. Who's looking at the spot right here going, cover it up. I got you. That is okay. All right, just about done here. Where should this go? Where should this last one go? No. Not that that would be delicious, but put some here. Put some here. Oh, we could put some here. All right. Yes. Just moving a little to the corner. All right, I think we're good. This is what it looks like before it goes into the oven. So now we are going to throw it into the oven for, the recipe says for 20 to 25 minutes. I'm gonna set my oven at about 18 or 19 minutes because I need to check it, or I need to check it early. I like to check it early, so I'm sure that it doesn't overcook, because once it overcooks, there's no coming back, but you can always add time if you need it. So my oven is completely heated up at 350. That's been heating since we melted the chocolate. And this is all ready. So into the oven this goes. Here we go. Come with me. Into the oven. Setting the timer. And I'll see you when they're done. All right, guys. Here comes the finished product. Oh yeah. I don't know if you can see this perfectly, but they're just getting a little brown on top. And that's exactly how you want them. We're gonna let these cool for, I don't know, just a few minutes because they're super delicious warm, and then we'll cut them up and take a look. All right, so take a look at these guys. I mean, seriously awesome. I tried to pull them out of the pan with the parchment paper, but these particular bars are very heavy. Like, they weigh a lot. So it makes them so darn good. So I am gonna cut some in the pan and pull a couple out individually so you can see what the inside looks like. And I will let them cool a little longer or cut them all first and then pull them out. But at least I won't have a dirty pan because of the parchment paper. All right, and I will cut the other side after, but let's get a piece out so we can take a look at the middle here. Because really that's what it's all about, isn't it? And my handy dandy. See, I have two of these. I know I've shown you guys my other one. I have two of these. One is metal and one is plastic, and they're both equally fabulous. Today I'll grab my metal one and I'll grab a paper towel to put our lovely pastry on. All right, let's see if we can't wiggle out a piece here. Wow. All right, so this is kind of flat. Let's see. You see, let's see. I don't know how well you can see that. This piece came out, it's kind of flat. It's got a lot of chocolate. Here's the bottom with the cookie. I'm gonna grab out one more piece just to see if we can't get a better idea of what this is. And they may still actually be a little bit warm. There we go. Take a look at that, guys. Absolutely deliciousness. Ready to fall into my mouth. All right. So I just popped that little piece in my mouth. I'm gonna come down here so you can see me. I feel like I'm all like, I don't know, trying to be all sly, but I'm not. I think I might throw these back in the oven for like 2 more minutes and they'll be perfect. And they're delicious though. It doesn't matter if they're a little bit more done or less done, they're delicious. So I'm gonna pop these in the oven for 2 more minutes. Definitely use the full cooking time on this, or at least 20 minutes, maybe 21, depending on your oven. And share with everyone you know, or keep them all. They're awesome. I'll come down for a second. I put them back in the oven for about 5 more minutes, 5.5 more minutes, and they are a lot better now. They're still tasty, no matter what they look like, they're still tasty. But now I cut one out and it holds its form, which is huge, right? So here's the cookie dough that we put on top and the little pockets of chocolate you can see, but actually it's the whole layer. Okay, here's the back side, yummity yum, and yummity yum. So I guess altogether I ended up cooking them for about 24 minutes. Now, if I hadn't taken them out of the oven and let them sit for a few minutes and put them back in, I probably could have gone 22 minutes maybe, but since they cooled a little and had a heat all the way back up, I went for the 24 minutes. So that's it. We're gonna cut them all up. We're gonna serve them. Well, when I say serve them, I mean run some up to my friend who lives in the neighborhood and my family. But, and they're all done. They're super good. They're super easy. They're super chocolatey. And if you like oatmeal and if you like chocolate, I would definitely give these a try. All right. I think I'm going to have a snack. I'm going to have a snack. And I'll see you in a minute. So thank you so much for joining me today on this Bake With Me. And I know you're probably wondering, like, why didn't I take them out first, check them, make sure they were perfect, and then share with you? Well, because this is real life, guys. And sometimes when I first get them out of the oven, they're not ready, or it didn't work, or something happened. And you guys need to see that. Like, I know you see people on YouTube all the time and you think, I could never do that. You could do this. You could screw up too. But I mean, really, that's it. It's real life. And so I put them back in the oven, they cooked up, and now they're just fine. So again, thank you for joining me today. Please go ahead and subscribe, give this a thumbs up, give it a thumbs down. You know, like I always say, just interact. That would be awesome. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.